but they don't belong in the newsroom.
Just in, scientists discover that Canadian bacon is actually ordinary ham.
This made a lot of people very angry and has been widely regarded as a bad movie.
Miserable bloody Romans, no sense of humour.
With what Dr. Ashland just said, do you concur?
Don't talk to it, Mary. Don't encourage it.
We're just like Kevin Bacon.
The only thing that will redeem mankind is cooperation. I think we can all appreciate the relevance of that now.
Welcome back to the Hollywood Thumb, a short-form movie news podcast brought to you by the parent podcast, It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King. With me in the studio this evening.
And I am Nodnarb the Unplesant.
That's right.
Brandon Stewart.
Right. Bit of a misnomer, though, because you actually are quite pleasant. So let's get into the news. First off, Wakanda Forever dominates the box office opening weekend, pulling $180 million. That's $330 million global. I have not got the chance to catch this yet, but I also did see a thing where Dominique Thorne, who's going to play Ironheart, said that the suit that they used in that was practical. And personally, I think that'd be a nice touch from the massive CGI bonanza that is, Marvel movies currently.
Well, yeah, you're a horror fan, Danny. So, yeah, of course, practical is always great.
Yeah, I think I prefer a good-looking practical effect to the most outstanding CGI effects, usually. But speaking of horror, actually, the Bones and All, are you familiar with this at all?
Yeah, I believe it's about cannibals, and it's Timothée Chalamet, Tigray.
Yeah.
Is a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. So they had a red carpet event in Milan, which was shut down due to a large crowd of Timothée Chalamet fans, which caused like a concern for security risk. And man, I think that's hilarious that you got this. Why is it always like really effeminate looking young dudes that have this like boy band fame? You know what I mean?
Well, Danny,
it's got to be the
that's how I've gotten by in life.
Is that done it for you?
By looking like a 12-year-old kid and being 36.
It's got to be that
That's
jawline.
how I got my wife.
Yeah, it's got to be that jawline.
Yeah. Well, it's the slender, and then they look past my big nose, but yeah, Timothée Chalamet, Tigray, I would say, I'm not gay, but I put my dick in his mouth.
You'd hit it? All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Here we go. Video game movie news. Looks like we're going to get David Harbour to star in a Gran Turismo adaptation.
This is the only thing that fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, I think this is hilarious to me. Like, you could take any movie about fast cars and just go, actually, it's Gran Turismo. Are you a Gran Turismo guy? I played like one, maybe 20 something years ago.
I am not. I played the equivalent of Xbox, and I switched over to PlayStation recently. The only thing I can say about it is that I know that guys get super hard for shit like that, and it's cool. I love cars, but that much.
I'm just not a car.
And David Harbour.
I'm not a car guy. I do like David Harbour. I really like David Harbour. I'm probably one of the few people that was like, I thought his Hellboy was quite good. The movie wasn't very good, but he was very good in it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like him in Stranger Things, a couple of other things I've seen him in. He was in.
I think he's a good actor. He just has a terrible agent.
He's in that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal where he's like a cop, and it's most of it's like him shooting it for a film class.
Oh yeah.
God, what is the name of that movie?
Fuck.
We even covered it on the podcast, and I cannot remember the name of it. Anyway, somebody will email me at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com to remind me of a show that I did. Yeah, but it looks like it's set to be directed by Neil Blomkamp, who's done a lot of stuff, more notably, to me at least.
Which is insane,
yeah,
Danny.
He did Chappie and District 9, which I maintain are both pretty good movies.
District 9 is a fucking goldmine. It's amazing. And then we're going to go to no, like, aliens whatsoever. We're going to go to
we're Gran Turismo. I don't know. It's a weird combo. I'm kind of, I don't know. I guess I'll dip in on this just to kind of see what the fuck it is, but I can't imagine it being more than just like a Ford versus Ferrari type situation.
Yeah, no, I'll watch it on Hulu or HBO Max. But,
right. I'm not going to the theater for this.
No, because I love Neil Blomkamp, and the last thing that I think about that he wanted to direct was a new Alien movie.
Yep.
Like Alien franchise. So I'm like, what the
It's
fuck?
weird they didn't give it to him.
Why would you do Gran Turismo?
It's weird they didn't give it to him too, because I liked Prometheus and what was the subsequent one called?
I love both of them.
Prometheus and it's like the name of the other one. I don't remember. Whatever. I liked both of those. Right now. They got absolutely fucking destroyed by critics, but I found them to be
shit on.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I found them to be quite entertaining myself. Here we go. Here's some very exciting news for me. I don't know how anybody else feels about this. Quzai, a Hunchback of Notre Dame satire, is set to debut in April of 2023. So this is going to come out on streaming platforms like Hulu. So it's like Disney platforms.
Yeah.
There isn't much known about the film, but the logline states, Quzai is the story of a hapless hunchback who only yearns for love, but finds himself in the middle of a murderous feud between the Pope and the King of France when each of them ask the hunchback to kill the other. Now that sounds fun, but here's the part that makes this fucking awesome. It's being directed and written by Kevin Hefferman alongside the other boys from the Broken Lizards Comedy Club, Steve Lemmy, Jay-Chan Racekar, Paul Stoder, and Eric Stolhansky, who will also play alongside Adrian Palacki. This sounds like a fucking blast to me.
Danny, whenever you sent that fucking email and I read that one little paragraph, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? How do all of these things like match up
for a Hunchback of Notre Dame thing?
Insane display of fucking bonkers ass shit. You put the Broken Lizard guys on Disney.
I love it,
and it's also made it about
Quasimodo.
What the?
I love this because we just covered on It's Just Two Movies, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Club Dread. And we were talking about the guys from Broken Lizards Comedy Club and how it's like, it's kind of a shame they haven't like done anything new in quite a while since Super Troopers 2. God, when did that come out? 10 years ago? And it was just okay. It was
like a reiteration of all the jokes.
Yeah. I get why they would be like, we should make another one of those because obviously I'm sure it made them money. However, it didn't have the heart that the first one had.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah.
But I think these guys are fucking hilarious and I cannot wait to see, like, I'm counting the days. April 2023.
I think that they are too. It's just so bizarre. Like that this would be a fucking thing. I didn't think we were going to talk about Hunchback of Notre Dame ever again. And yet we have these vulgar ass motherfuckers doing a Disney.
I love it. I wonder who's going to play Quasimodo. Who, for your money, who do you think fits the bill?
Well, I mean, I would imagine it's fucking what's his fucking name from?
I bet it's Hefferman.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's gotta be Kevin Hefferman.
Either that or fucking who was the rhino in the Spider-Man film?
Oh God, Paul Giamatti.
I think that would be hilarious.
That would work really well. I think that's got to be the weirdest role he's ever done in his career.
Well, I mean,
right?
It's his comeback, right?
Well,
either that or we're in the renaissance of Nick Cage playing Quasimodo.
That'd be cool. I think it's going to be one of this article that I read reads to me like the guys from Broken Lizards are going to be in the movie. So I'm assuming one of them is going to be the King of France, one of them is going to be the Pope, one of them is going to be Quasimodo, and then I'm assuming you're going to get
Farva.
You're going to get Adrian Palacki. She's probably going to be the Esmeralda type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which can work out. She's also very funny. I don't know if you've ever caught her in the Orville.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It was kind of geared as like a funny Star Trek, but to me, it doesn't read all that funny. It's just kind of like a reiteration of Star Trek with some comedy, which is
his
fine.
Version of it. Yeah,
I watched like 2 seasons of it. It's fine. I just, man, oh God, I bet he's got a gun. in it. You know what I mean? There's one where he's like,
Yeah.
he's shooting the king and firing a gun at God or whatever, and he's like, "Rah!"
I like the idea that Farva would be in a hunchback suit because what better demographic than a hunchback group of people that you're like welcoming in?
Oh, that reads as
and-
instant comedy to me. Like just him in the suit has got to be hilarious.
Well, I mean, and not only that, we talked about small people, dwarves, fucking whatever on the last episode, and I think it's I mean, it's time for the hunchbacks.
Yeah, I think so. Speaking of bringing back old things that were successful back in the day, like Broken Lizards, Half Baked is getting a sequel.
How? Why?
Right.
What's the
Half Baked came out? I was like, I don't know, 10, 12. I remember being very, very young when I watched Half Baked. And me being like, you know what? I'm going to smoke pot someday. But it's such a weird film for me to have seen at that age. And like now it's getting a sequel. It's just weird, but they also got Rachel True reprising her role as Mary Jane. So the rest of it looks like it's probably all new cast. Dexter Darden, Moses Storm, Ramona Young, Ash Stamos, Joel Courtney, and David Kishner.
I don't understand, Danny. I mean, we are in such a time period of not having original anything.
Rinse, recycle, repeat.
That I just come on, man. Like I don't know.
I feel like it's probably going to be trash, but I will still watch it just because I'm curious why they waited 20-something years for a sequel to this.
But at the same time, Bill and Ted did a really good job. So
Bill and Ted fucking nailed it, man. Bill and Ted fucking nailed it. They nailed the comeback.
Maybe we were wrong.
Yeah, it could, and that's why I'm saying like it could be great, but man, I just I don't think so.
Real estate there that you could. Yeah. There's a lot of real estate that you could actually be creative.
Yeah,
weird thing for movies, like be artistic.
Yeah,
that's strange.
There are a million places where this could go wrong. A Half-Baked sequel.
Yeah,
a million. Maybe not though. Maybe not. But speaking of sequels, Constantine 2 director Francis Lawrence reveals that Keanu is finally getting back in the saddle to reprise his role as John Constantine. Any thoughts on that?
All right. So, yeah, tons of thoughts. Keanu Reeves is, I don't believe in Jesus, but I do believe that Keanu Reeves is fucking legit, and he actually cares about the projects he's a part of. Constantine #1. I know this motherfucker from the comic books as blonde, but John Constantine
and British
is Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I don't care about anybody else. Like the idea, like that's a sleeper for a lot of people. I love that film.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care to see them rehash him as a blonde British guy, but Keanu fucking nailed what it means to like personify John Constantine in the first one. The only part that I really had a problem with was fucking. I didn't really care for Shia LaBeouf as his like hapless sidekick.
Oh, fuck him.
I just didn't care. I was like, why is this guy? Give me less of this. I guess it's because he needs somebody to pull the car around.
Well, and I think what they tried to do is bring popularity to it because I think
Keanu
around
Reeves,
that time, even Stevens was coming out.
Oh yeah, Shia LaBeouf was hot right then, and Keanu Reeves was kind of like Keanu Reeves. But now that we're in the Reeves naissance. He's a gold mine by himself. I just hope they don't bring back a weird, like he doesn't need a weird sidekick.
Yeah, I don't think they will because that guy just beat a woman like 2 years ago. So
I'm sure they're not gonna bring him back, but I just hope they don't bring back that character of like, he needs a little buddy he needs a little buddy to pal around with. I don't think he does. I think he can be fine on his own. Here we go.
For sure. I mean, that's John Constantine.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Here's one I've got. This is some kind of weird news, but I did want to mention this because it is movie adjacent. Mehran Karimi Nassiri, the man who inspired Steven Spielberg's The Terminal, dies in an airport. While he wasn't technically waiting on a flight, he was caught in a weird no man's land with this issue with his refugee papers. He was actually in the middle of a 34-year layover. Despite a couple of trips to the hospital and some shelters, Nassiri remained in Terminal 1 since that had become his home at the Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. It's a fucking crazy story. And it is a movie I oddly have never seen. It's been on my list for a really long time. And I'm like, one day I'll be in the mood for Tom Hanks, and this is what I'm going to watch. And it just hasn't ever happened. And I'm now I think I'm going to bump this up my list after reading about this guy, because I didn't know it was based on true events. Or if it was, I guess I assumed that it was just like a guy that was stuck in an airport for a week. But no, 34 years.
And I've seen it, and I mean, it definitely like lived up to that in the film itself, and also made you think like, oh shit, this motherfucker is in a terminal for however long.
Why wouldn't?
And I think we've all felt like at a certain point, like being stuck there.
Suck it to just live for 34 years inside an airport. But from the things that I have seen from the movie The Terminal, he seems like he was kind of a happy-go-lucky guy. Hopefully that's actually the case. Because man, how else would you approach?
That man was placed as Tom Hanks, of course.
Right.
He was a happy-go-lucky guy.
Right. But man, I guess you would have to kind of have a sunny disposition to be like, well, I'm stuck in this airport indefinitely, so that sucks. You have to have a sense of humor about it at some point.
Yeah, I think honestly, what I would turn it into is much different than what he did, because he was like banging on a piano. Wait a second, that's big.
That is big.
I mean, wow. What a depressing story.
Yeah, well, on to less depressing stuff. Gears of War is getting a live-action Netflix film alongside with an animated adult series. The original creator, I think this is funny, the original creator, Cliff Belzinski, hilariously requests that it not star Chris Pratt. Dave Bautista has put himself out as wanting to be in the live-action film. I don't know that you can make a Gears of War film. I think you're kind of setting yourself up to fail as far as the fan service goes, unless you stick 1-to-1 to the game. And if you do that, then people will go it and go, yeah, I feel like I've already seen it because I already played the game and it was the exact same thing. Me, as a guy who's never played a Gears of War game all the way through, I'm excited for it because I know it's a cool story. It's not really my type of game, so I never finished one.
Not mine either.
Sounds cool. I think Dave Bautista certainly has the build of a Space Marine. Like, I would buy him as a Gears of War guy for sure.
Yeah, I think you fail if you don't hire Dave Bautista to the film.
You just need some big yoked motherfuckers. And
also good actors. The other thing that I would say, the only thing I would add to this is Ron Perlman needs to be like the main fucking badass that gets killed off right off the bat.
I like some Ron Perlman.
I love Gears of War in the sense that it's a lot of fun to see people get chopped up. I don't know if it's movie worthy.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be on Netflix, so everybody knows Netflix is free. So I'll watch it anyway. We are running a little tight on time. I had some extra stuff here, but I've got one more item I'd like to talk about. John Wick Chapter 4, shitload of news about this.
Thank God.
I breezed through a bunch of it. So there's another badass dog in this one, evidently. We did get a trailer. Looks like you're pretty much standard John Wick fanfare. Also see a portion of this inside the Louvre Museum in Paris, which is cool to me. I don't know. After watching the trailer, I mean, there's weird coins, and he's shooting somebody in a car, and he's shooting somebody on horseback, and he's shooting somebody in a hallway. I don't know. It looks pretty standard. I'll still watch it. Although I don't have high expectations for it. It's just kind of let's watch Keanu Reeves headshot a dude 35 times.
Yeah, so the one thing I would combat that with is I feel like John Wick is basically our generation's version of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I would say that, or like a Rambo.
And I got to be honest, man, I know people get super fucking tired of John Wick and bitch about the fucking sequels and everything else. I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah,
I'm fucking ready.
That's
because
yeah.
I think Keanu Reeves is one of the coolest motherfuckers on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
So
without question, he is a super cool dude. And the fight choreography and stuff in these, it's great. There's no way to undercut it. It just like from 1 to 3, not a lot of actual story to it. It's just a lot of senseless violence, which I'm fine with. There's a time and a place for it, and if that's what you want, these are amazing. But there's a bunch of weird coins, and like everybody in Paris is an assassin, probably. That's it.
I like the idea that there's a whole story that we don't know about that they're giving us glimpses of.
This one seems like it's going to be the first one that's actually story rich. I got one more. I got one more thing here, and then we're going to get out of here. It was a relatively light week for news, so let's take a look at some November theatrical releases real quick. These are listed in order of release. You've got Poker Face, which is an action crime thriller starring Russell Crowe. The Menu, comedy horror thriller.
The Menu,
comedy horror thriller featuring Ralph Fiennes. She Said, drama featuring Carey Mulligan. Taurus, biography with Megan Fox. I have no fucking idea what that's about. The Inspection, a drama featuring Jeremy Pope. The Fableman's Tale, or actually I think it's just The Fablemans, drama with Michelle Williams. That one's directed by Steven Spielberg. Bones and All, drama horror romance featuring Timothée Chalamet. Devotion, action war drama featuring Glenn Powell. Strange World, an animation action adventure featuring Jake Gyllenhaal. I've not heard anything about that.
I have not either.
An Inconvenient Love, comedy romance starring Donnie Pangilinan.
Sounds like
best
a
guess.
Good time that, I can come all over that movie seat.
And Blackwater, which is a drama mystery. I didn't find anybody attached to that. And honestly, I thought that was already a movie. I thought Blackwater was already a movie.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what that's about.
Thought that Blackwater is about like people just pissing it in water. So
could be. I don't know. Is there anything on that list that really jumps out at you?
All right, Timothée Chalamet, Tiger A.
Yeah, I'm wanting to see Bones and All.
Girl.
That sounds like a good time.
Bones and All, I did not realize came out this month. The one thing I would tell you that you missed is Knives Out, Glass Onion.
Well,
I'm going to see on.
Yeah, these are strictly theatrical. I mean, Knives Out, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery is going to get a brief theatrical release. Actually, now that you mention that, I'm not sure why it wasn't on this
Thanksgiving.
list. Yeah, exactly. I think it's because it's going to have like 5 days in theaters and then it's going to go straight to streaming. Maybe that's why it's not on here.
And it makes sense.
But yeah,
Bones and All, though, like, I cannot wait.
Yeah, that and I'm looking forward to The Fablemans also. I love a good Spielberg joint. You know, he's a master of the craft.
He is, but I just biopics. I don't know.
Is it a biopic?
I don't know about I mean, it seems like he's talking about his life.
Yeah, stroking himself off a little much, I think.
I mean, I just not a biopic guy.
That's going to do it for us this week. Please do check out the parent podcast. It's Just Two Movies, anywhere fine podcasts are found. I have been Daniel King.
And I have been a inside-out asshole, reiterating certain things that humans do.
A prolapse anus, very good.
Nodnarb the Unplesant, and I love you guys.
All right, and that has been the news. Good evening.
That's just grossly inappropriate.
Come on, Ed, it's bullcrap!
A saucy line will not get you far with me.
It's not the Bathard, it's a very naughty boy! Stop being such a dick.
No, it's not schizophrenia. It's just a voice in my head.
Your love of the halfling's leap has clearly slowed your mind.
Good speech. Nice and short. Leaves more time for drinking. Break out the ale! These men are thirsty!
The Hollywood Thumb is brought to you by It's Just Two Movies and is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios. Both can be found wherever you get your podcasts.